Welcome to the Medi-Cal Managed Care 101 series. This module is specifically tailored for organizations who are thinking about becoming community supports providers, as well as those who have recently signed contracts. Today we're going to guide you through a high-level tour of what your organization can expect in your relationship with an MCP after you've entered into a contract. Once you're contracted, the work of service delivery begins. Let's dive into the 3 ways that you, as a community supports provider, can connect Medi-Cal members with the services they need. First, direct outreach to members. Your managed care plan might take the initiative by directly contacting members who qualify for community supports. As a provider, you may also be involved in this direct outreach, either initiating contact yourself or following up on leads provided by the plan. Second, referrals from healthcare and social services. Keep in mind that other healthcare and social service providers, including ECM or fellow community supports providers, can refer members to your services. It's a collaborative effort, so staying connected with other providers will ensure that members who need support can get it swiftly. Third, member self-referrals. Members might come to you directly if they believe they qualify for your services. Be prepared to guide them through the eligibility verification process and help them understand what services you offer and how they can benefit. As a community supports provider, it's crucial to work closely with the MCPs that utilize various methods to identify members who could benefit from your services. Plans will review their own data to identify potential members. As a provider, understanding these data practices can help you anticipate referrals and prepare your services accordingly. Managed care plans should balance their data-driven approaches with active community outreach. As a provider, participating in community engagement activities can increase your visibility to potential members who need your services. It's essential that all information about the community supports you offer is readily accessible and up to date. Make sure any information on your website or managed care plan portals is current and easy to understand. Work with your MCP to ensure that these resources clearly list your services and explain how members can access them. Keeping these materials updated is vital for helping members and other providers understand what you offer. Next, understanding referral and authorization processes for community supports. As a community supports provider, it's important to know how referrals and authorizations are managed within the framework of managed care plans. So here's a breakdown of what you should expect and how you can navigate these processes effectively. The state expects that the majority of referrals for community supports will come from the managed care plan's own network, which includes primary care providers, other ECM, and community supports providers. Additionally, referrals might also come from other community-based sources that are already serving members. This approach ensures a broad and integrated network of referrals, facilitating comprehensive care coverage for members. So once a referral is made, MCPs are responsible for authorizing the individual for community supports. It's crucial that these plans have robust processes in place to, first, authorize support equitably, ensuring that all members receive support without discrimination and without disruptions to their ongoing care. Next, document medical appropriateness. Clinical documentation must be maintained to validate the medical appropriateness of the community support provided. The duration for which a community support authorization remains valid can vary. First, specific service timeframes are important. For example, authorization for recuperative care is generally valid for no more than 90 days, and sobering centers for up to 24 hours. In some cases, there may not be predefined standards, requiring you to stay informed of any updates or specific MCP plan policies. Let's talk about authorization request timelines. When there is an external request for authorization, whether from you as a provider or another entity, MCPs are required to respond swiftly. The response should come within the shortest appropriate timeline, but no longer than 5 business days after receiving all necessary information, and under no circumstance should it exceed 14 days from the receipt of the service request. For inherently time-sensitive supports like recuperative care, short-term post-hospitalization housing, sobering centers, and medically tailored meals, post-acute care, authorization must not take longer than 72 hours if expedited processing is required. And MCPs are highly encouraged to collaborate with you to set up a smooth process for what's called presumptive or retroactive authorization. This means, as trusted community supports providers, you can quickly determine if members are eligible for services and start helping them right at the point of care without delays. So again, you'll want to work with your MCP to understand their specific requirements and processes for presumptive or retroactive authorization because they can differ from plan to plan. Once the member is authorized, either through the standard or presumptive process, you can render services and then submit an invoice or a claim to bill the MCP, which we cover in the next module. To learn more, you could read a real-life spotlight or a case study on ECM in practice. We link to a couple of these from DHCS and CCLAC in the description to get you started. Thank you again for joining us. Please watch the next video in the series where we take a look at the process to get paid by an MCP for your services.